Welcome, here I've got Xiaomi 11T Pro and let me show you how to use camera promote at this device. So let's start by tapping on camera button to open it, and for now we are on standard photo mode, so we have to change it by using this settings bar and just simply going to left to Pro. Here we are. This mode gives us possibilities to choose some shooting parameters by ourselves. This is useful when we want to learn photographic skills or making experiments with photography. So let me start with this settings bar. Let's go from the right. The first one option we can manage here is our lens. We are in wide. We can pick also ultra wide and the macro. So you can stay on whatever you need. Now let me pick, for example, wide. And let's move to the next one option, the exposure compensation. So we can manage the light of our picture in kind of basic way. We get access to this slider. By going to the right, we can make our photo more bright. By going to the left, we can make it more dark. To go back to auto exposure compensation, let's slide to the center to 0 parameter. The next one option we can manage here is ISO, so we can change camera sensitivity to light. We can make it less sensitive from 50 or more sensitive to 6 and 4000 of it. So this is really wide spectrum like in the professional camera. And of course, there's no problem to go back to auto settings with ISO. We have to simply now tap on a letter button from the left. The next one option here is shutter speed, so we can change the time of taking picture. We can make it shorter from 1 and 4000 of second, and it should be better to objects, for example in move, to frozen them at the picture with a good light. By going to right, we can make it longer. The longest here is 30 seconds, so it should be better to objects that are stable or if we want to have some blur at our picture. And of course, there's no problem to go back to auto shutter speed. We have to simply tap on a letter button from the left. I want to also show you here that when we adjust shutter speed and ISO together, we get access to really advanced light managing. So for now, exposure compensation button here is locked because we don't need it. We have to manage light by using these two parameters. If you want to have access to quick light managing, you have to stay on auto on one of these two parameters. And also we have one extra tool that can help us adjust our exposure compensation and light better. So let's move now to right corner button. When we pick it, we get access to more options about the camera we can manage. Most of them is also in standard photo mode, but in the Pro we have a few things extra. For example, this exposure verification button. So just one tap here and we can turn it on, another tap to turn it off. When we have it turned on, we can check if our exposure compensation is correctly adjusted. So for example, let me use ISO and shutter speed together. When we gave to our photo too much light, it shows us these red signs, stripes of the areas at the photo that are overexposed. When we give to our picture too less light, it shows us blue signs, blue stripes that shows us underexposed areas of our photo. So I think this may be useful when you start learning how to use these parameters. And also it works with exposure compensation button. So here, as you can see, we can also manage this and adjust this. So good to know that we have it. And let's move back to this settings bar to the next one parameter, the focusing. We are on autofocus. Here by using this slider we can change it to manual and adjust this as we need. And once again I want to show you that when we go to right corner button to this settings, we have also extra thing with focus picking, so just one tap to turn it on and off, of course. And here we can check if we adjusted our focusing correctly, so it shows us the parts of our pictures that are focused on red signs. So I think this is also cool here. Let's turn this off and move to the last one parameter on the settings bar, the white balance. So here we can manage temperature of our picture. We can pick it from ready lights, so it depends from the light we have in the area where we take a photo. And we have tungsten light, daylight, white fluorescent light and cloudy light. And when we tap to right button here, we get access to extra slider, so we can manually adjust the temperature. As you can see, by going to right we can make it more warm, more orange. By going to left we can make it more cold, more blue. And to go back to auto white balance, we have to move to this button with a letter from the left. I want to show you also that when we adjust all of these parameters manually and want to move back to auto settings, we don't have to separately do this on them. We have one extra button which appears here from the left that allow us to reset all of these parameters quickly. So now we can start using them from the beginning. Now let's move up to this settings bar. I want to show you the second from the left button. Here we can pick the metering of our camera from frame average to spot 1 and also center weighted. And the next one parameter, the third from the left button, allow us to control saturation, contrast and sharpness. This is really cool option because usually we adjust these parameters after we take a photo, not before. So let me show you how it works. Let's start with saturation. When we go to right, we can make our photo more saturated. When we go to left, we can go to black and white picture. I think this is really cool. Also, when we move to contrast, we can make our photo more contrasted or less contrasted. And we can make it more sharp or less sharp. We can of course here easily reset all of these parameters, so this is really easy now. I want to show you the next one option. Here we get access to 108 megapixels quality, so this is quick button that we can turn on and off anytime here in the Pro mode. And let's move again to right corner button, because here I want to show you also RAW. When we tap here we can turn it on and off, and when we have it turned on we can save our pictures not only on JPEGs, we can save them on RAW format. This format is used by professional photographers to saving more details at the pictures and post-producing them in graphic programs. This is really professional thing here. And let's move to settings to left. When we open them, we get access to settings like in standard photo mode, but I want to show you that in Pro we have histogram. So by using the button from the right we can turn it on and off. When we have it turned on, it appears here. And also when we move to left to this I letter button, we get access to short tutorial about all of these Pro features, so you can read this and also learn from it. I think this may be helpful. And now let me adjust all of them to take a photo. So let me start with lens. Maybe let me pick macro, for example. Let's leave the exposure compensation because I want to use shutter speed and the ISO together. So ISO maybe here and shutter speed right there. Defocusing maybe let's stay also on auto, and let me pick tungsten light. Now let's move to these parameters. I want to make my photo more saturated, more contrasted and maybe more sharp. To see my photo, let's go to left to the button that follows us straight to the gallery. So this is how it looks like. I suggest you to making experiments with all of these settings and just have a good fun. Thanks for watching, subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.